Beautiful beadwork has been a part of Indigenous cultures for thousands upon thousands of years. And through social media, we're being introduced to a new generation of beaders who are helping the practice thrive in a modern era. One of those beaders is Skye Paul, an artist from Toronto who serves up traditional beadwork with a side of pop culture. It's so good. Hi, Skye. Welcome to the show. It is so wonderful to connect with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Good. Listen, tell me a little bit about the cultural significance of beading and about its personal effect on you.
Beadwork has a big significance. So since it was passed down to me, I feel a big connection to my culture through there. It was passed down to me from my auntie, who was actually taught from my Setsune, which is grandmother in Dene. So I feel a big connection to her, even though I didn't get a chance to meet her. And she was known for her beadwork. So I'm really thankful that I get to carry that on. And beadwork is super therapeutic to me. So I'm happy I get to have such a therapeutic activity to do every day.
I can imagine there's something so methodical about it. And I would love to hear more about your journey learning to bead. What was that process like? And that was from your auntie.
So I learned to bead the first time I visited my res. That was when I was 15. So it was a big culture shock. So since I'm from Toronto and born Toronto, raised here, it was a big shock to go to a small res. So my auntie sat me down, taught me to bead, and it was an instant connection.
So you created a shop for your beadwork, and its name was inspired by someone very special. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so Running Fox Beads is named after my son, Lucian. Running Fox is his native name. So after he was a year old, my maternity leave was up, and I didn't want to go back to work. So I thought, why not start work from home? And I'm really happy I did that because I love my job now.
How old is he now?
He's almost 7.
Wow.
So I've been doing this for about 6 years.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so where do you get the inspiration for your designs?
Inspiration comes from so many different places. One of my most popular items are the blueberry earrings. I have one right here.
Pretty.
Thank you. So the first time I visited my res, I picked wild blueberries there, and just remembering the taste of them was so sweet. And it was just the first time where I was like, wow, I really love my land. And so it's just an honor to recreate little blueberries. But of course, inspiration comes from all over the place. I am lucky enough to have like printouts and images of my Setsune's work. So I could take like a few petals from her florals and create my own designs from there. And also like my cow earrings. I also I have them.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of my way of bringing indigeneity into everyday fashion.
Talk to me a little bit about the pop culture angle as well, because I did notice some of that. What are those influences?
Yeah, so a few years ago, I think it was pretty early into like Running Fox Beads, where I wanted to make beaded patches of traditional tattoo styles. So say like the mom heart. I thought that it would just make sense to make it into beadwork, and it did look nice. So it's one of my staples now.
Very cool. Okay, so let's talk about Instagram, the world of Instagram, because you've gained quite a following there, and your pieces sell out super quickly. What is it like being able to share your art in this part of your culture with such a large audience?
It's really cool. It doesn't feel real sometimes, but I think a lot of Indigenous artists are being recognized right now and really celebrated. And it's cool because it's not that specific artist being recognized. It's the generations and generations of knowledge really being celebrated. And, you know, when you are supporting a small business run by an Indigenous family, you are directly putting money into their pockets. And it goes such a long ways. It goes towards their groceries, and you're putting food into Indigenous babies' bellies, which is so important.
It is so important. The other thing I would want to say is there is sort of this move away from fast fashion, fast accessories these days. And the one thing that I had to get used to was trying to buy certain pieces from this bead maker and being told, no, like I just don't have any more. And if you want to wait 6 months, I will have those earrings for you again. There's something very good about that, like waiting for an original piece of art. And I think that the bead makers right now are adding to this idea of high quality but slow. So does it feel good to be sort of a part of that movement as well?
I mean, it's slow fashion. It does take a super long time to create each piece, and I think it's good. I think that also I've had customers tell me like how special it is when they finally get a piece. Like they've waited for months and months, and like each sale they miss it, and then once they finally get their hands on that piece, it's so special to them. So I think it adds a lot of meaning to the pieces you're getting.
Finally, you say beading is your superpower. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so this came up because my son asked me, like, what's your superpower? He's really into superheroes right now. And my first thought was like beading. Of course, beading is my superpower. I think it's so neat that I can like come up with an image in my head and I get to create it and share it.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's like passed down to me too, and I get to share it also. So it's knowledge that I get to pass on.
Direct line to the ancestors. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your beautiful art and tradition with us, Skye. So now our audience is on to you. You can go and support her. And you can wait until the beadwork is done, but go ahead and support her. We love to see it. Thanks so much.